Okay, folks. When in doubt, always return to sender. Hope you like that video. I just made it there. And, all right, pre-crime and no contract. Okay. Return to sender. I do not recognize you. I do not stand under your intent. I do not have an international treaty with you. No assured value, no liability. Now, I've been doing this for years now with just them simple stickers. If there's no contract, send it back. Send it back, because if you don't send it back, it's called tacit agreement, which basically means that you're agreeing because you're not declining it. It's an invitation for an offer. Everything that comes through the post, if it's not contract, it's an offer. They're offering you something. Okay, that's all it is. It's an invitation to an offer, and you just got to decline it, right? So at the start, when you do something like this, it can be kind of like daunting. Like, will someone come to the door? And that's only because we're a bunch of pussies, right? Someone's gonna come to the door. Oh no! Someone's gonna knock on the door. What are they? Oh, that's because we've been bred into this pussy mentality, pussy vibration of living. Who gives a fuck who comes to the door? Let them come to the fucking door. What are they gonna do? Whatever they do, they're gonna do. Whatever. Who cares, man? And it's still the same. If someone comes to the door, you do get that electrical charge of like, am I in trouble? Like a little kid. We have to. That's where we have to fight the battle first inside our own system. So return to sender. Now, when they do come to the door, if they do, not all the times they won't. If it's to do with the service corporations, to do with the police and all the rest of it, and if, just say like if there's you've been pulled over and they ask you to attend court or something like that, and you send that sticker. I've tried this, and then the police did come to the door, like I said before, and they used tactics to intimidate. So the twice that they came in tandem. One time very early in the morning, and then another time very late at night. So to intimidate, right? But I didn't know as much as I know now. It's not even really about knowing. It is knowing what to say to a certain point, but it's also feeling inside your system that this is wrong what they're doing. This is fraud what they're doing. So just say if the police came to the door now, pretty much what I say would be, "Hi, how are you?" They'd say what they have to say. "Are you such and such?" And say, "Look, I have no problem sorting this out, sir. No problem at all. I want to sort this out. So can you just show me the contract, please?" And they'll be like, "What contract? No, there's a traffic act, there's this, that." And so, "Look, I really want to sort this out. No problem at all. Really isn't. But I do need to see that contract first before I go ahead. I'm sure you understand. Or stand under, right?" And then just say to them, like they'll say, "Oh, there's no contract." I say, "Listen, just go back to this your boss, to the higher up of the service corporation, and ask them to send me a copy of the contract or the contract itself, so we can sort this out. And if they say something like it doesn't require contract, can you please ask that man or that woman to put that in writing that it doesn't require contract?" Because when they won't do that, obviously, because once that happens, then they're liable, because it's basically fraud what they're doing, right? So when I first started doing that, I was kind of nervous, because sometimes they send letters with like red ink. I could have swore that sometimes the red ink was getting brighter every time because it's a psychological operation to send red ink, because they know it is connected with death, it's connected with blood, right? So they use all the psychological operations and their tactics and all the rest of it, but they don't like a man or a woman that will stand on their ground and not be entering into conflict with them. That's what I said a minute ago. Like, yeah, I really want to sort this out. No problem. Let's sort this out. And then go to the contract, because once you start attacking them at the door and kind of like, this, that, and the other, and calling them names, then you're basically giving them an advantage as well, because uh, you seem unruly that way, and it's gaslighting. They can have an advantage over you that way. So don't do that. Right. So that's the way to do it, but we have to stand on our square. If we don't stand on our square, then let's see if this thing is recording still. Yes, it is. If we don't stand on our square, then we're in trouble. First we have to stand on our square, because I don't know if we can get out of this completely or whatever, but the more people that start asking for contracts, because if there's no loss, injury or harm, and there's no verified claim from another man or woman that you trespassed against them, okay, and there's no breach of a contract, they're trespassing. You have no right to come on your property or anywhere. You have a right to be left alone, knocking on your door in the middle of the night. They scared my daughter, like I said before. She was scared. I thought they were supposed to be protecting us, keeping us safe. My daughter didn't feel very safe in them moments when there was loud thumps on the door in the morning and at night time. It's all bullshit, folks. It's a scam. They're taking us down. They're taking us warriors down with pieces of fucking paper. What a joke. But anyway, and Minority Report, pre-crime. That's what they're doing, you see, with all these things. It all connects with that. There's a film called Minority Report with Tom Cruise. And these films are not just for entertainment, guys. They're to put things subliminally into our cranium, so we kind of have certain ideas about, like, you might do something, something might happen, right? What's going to happen in that pesky little future, Take no thought for tomorrow, and that basically means don't worry about shit that you can't do fuck all about in the present moment, okay? But Minority Report was a good film, but propaganda nonetheless, because it is connected to the no contract thing, because it is all connected with it. It's kind of like, you might do something here, and you've broken a certain law here, and you've, and even the stuff with the keeping everyone safe. You might do something. We have to keep you safe, because if it doesn't get drilled into your head every day, you might do something. So we'll have to take money from you now and arrest you now because of pre-crime, right? Because you may do something. You may hurt someone, as if they give a fuck about any of us sheep. That's how they look at us, just like idiots. The only time you get respect from anyone, even just to use that word loosely, the only time you get respect from anyone is when you take no fucking shit from them. Period. End of fucking story, by the way. Doesn't mean that you're a tyrant. Doesn't mean that you're I'm going to show him or her. It doesn't mean that. It just means that when they're giving you shit, you don't fucking take it. And then you'll see their attitude change later. Because they know that, like, yeah, I need some people, like, when our ego gets out of check, we need to be brought down to earth to a certain point, right? So anyway, I hope you enjoyed that. We need to start doing that, even on a small level, just sending things back and just, and just stick up for ourselves in the right way. There's no contract. I'm not trying to be argumentative. I'm not trying to be troublesome. I'm just simply saying to you that it does require contract. And I have no problem sorting it out if you can produce the obligation, the contract, and we can sort this out. There's no problem, because there's two sides, right? We have a legal self, which they created unknowns to ourselves. And then we have a real identity connected to the source, right? And I don't know about whoever's listening to this, but I don't want to serve man or woman, because I've done it for far too long, and adios.